Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day. Welcome back to Titus Talks, my official TED Talk. Today we are going to be talking about a significant issue currently in sports, and it's not an issue like I would say, but in the sport, but it's issues between levels of how we handle things of sports. So let's dive right in. So real quick, just to give everybody a quick background, the Cleveland Browns are a football team that have been struggling and they are on the way to becoming a good team. And they made the playoffs, but they're missing one key piece, and that was a quarterback. And one thing that was just the background information. And we signed a quarterback who might not be the best of guys. So let's get into it. So my problem today, and that I want to be discussing, is why we treat youth, high school, college athletes on a more serious level opposed to professionals. For instance, if a professional athlete gets in trouble, we are more likely to forgive him as a community and a society because of what he can do and bring to our team, even though he's done something that is completely disrespectful and or like absurd. And if a high schooler was given the same was to do the same thing, he would be given a drastically tragically different consequence. For instance, if a player in the NFL got caught using a performance-enhancing drug or marijuana or something like that, they would face a minimal game suspension. We would expect them to learn because they're grown adults about what they did and why it was wrong. And we just are too forgiving opposed to like if a high school kid gets caught doing that, he may never play high school sports again or that sport, that high school again. And I don't understand why we are so forgiving to grown people who've gone through experience, who know what trouble is. And we're so reluctant not to help a high schooler or a college athlete and bury them instantly. And before I dive in a little bit more to Deshaun Watson, Nick Saban probably discussed this the best way ever. I heard a quote. It was not I'm not going to quote him exactly, but he stated that we take these young players and they get in trouble one time and we want to just bury them and get them out of here. And we shouldn't do that every single time to a kid who might need that guidance, opposed to someone in the NFL. And he goes on to talk about how someone makes a mistake, and he's had a player who's made a mistake like that, and he stuck with them, and he turned out to be great. He was in the NFL, owns 3 businesses, donates to charity, has a family, and that's what can come about from things like this. And then we do that to people in professional sports leagues, like someone like Antonio Brown, who just has disgusting behavior day in and day out. And he never learns because we don't do anything about it. So going into Deshaun Watson, there's like a lot of franchises and programs that agree with these things, I would say, and they're more likely to help someone out than others. So Deshaun Watson is a NFL quarterback. He last played his last game 2 years ago. It's been 21 games since he's been out. The Cleveland Browns decided to sign him. He's a generational talent, can take our team to places that we want to go and may never go without him. And we paid Deshaun Watson the biggest contract in NFL history, $290 million guaranteed. Mr. Watson, however, has been facing a lot of legal troubles over the past couple of years. He has been accused, and he has, I think it was 56 allegations of sexual harassment and assault with all massage therapists that were coming in on team paid rooms. This is back when he played for the Houston Texans. And obviously it's real. It's already a weird thing that a professional quarterback is renting hotel rooms to get massages. And the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson was suspended from the NFL. No one wanted to take a risk, but the Cleveland Browns did because we do that. And real quick, because another thing that I had to go over, I'll just save it. So we took a chance. We know he might not be able to play. He has all this stuff going on, so we pay him this $290 million guaranteed contract. If you do a little bit of research, you can see that Deshaun Watson has already spent a lot of that money, and 55 of his 56 allegations are dropped, and it's like, I wonder why. I wonder why the Browns paid him so much money. I wonder why they did these things, and just the timing. And Deshaun Watson, that is a scumbag, like, to me. If you do that to women, you're a scumbag. And one of the worst kinds of people. But even me, I'm at fault. I was cheering for Deshaun Watson. I was excited that we had him because he can really take the team that I like / love to somewhere that they've never been. And we do this a lot with professional athletes, and it's wrong because high schoolers, college kids, they're the ones who need help after they make a mistake. And some teams and program and franchises just have a history with this. Like a guy named Kareem Hunt is on the Browns. He was convicted of domestic violence after kicking his girlfriend. And if that was a high schooler, he would never play high school sports again. But still, we look at Kareem Hunt as such like a good person in reality, and we are not portraying what we want from a culture in sports like that. That's a negative effect. And it's just honestly astounding to me. Like Ray Lewis in 2001 committed murder. And he played a whole NFL season, finished out, and won the Super Bowl MVP. And that just teaches guys that they're above us or they could get away with stuff like that just because they play professional sports. And that's a bad thing. And that's just the issue that I wanted to highlight on this week's TED Talk. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Titus Talks, and I will hope to see you guys back here next week.